Okay, I'm going to do a few more practice problems for trig. The first one says the amplitude of y equals 1/6 cosine 5x is 1/6. There's your amplitude right there. And the period, here's how you find the period. You take 5x and you set it equal to 2 pi and you solve for x. So it is 2 pi over 5 right there. There's your period. Number 2, determine the amplitude in the period and then graph it. Well, the amplitude is the absolute value of that number, which is 3. The period, you're going to take half x, set it equal to 2 pi, solve for x by multiplying both sides by 2. So x is 4 pi. Okay, now it says to graph it. Well, it's a sine function, so we know that the sine at 0 is 0. So we know it's going to go across here. I'm going to show you how to use your calculator to help you do that. Now, you can put this in your calculator. If you go in and you put in -3, that's amplitude. That means it's going to be tall. Make it taller. It's going to start with a negative, so it's going to be flipped upside down from what it normally would do. Sine of 1/2 x. And I'm going to graph it, but let me show you how I get that graph to look like that. I'm going to press zoom, and I'm going to use this trig function, the 7. So it's going to hit right there at 0, 0, and from there it's going to go down and then back up. So when you're choosing your function on your screen, you're going to choose sine, and then you're going to choose amplitude, and I think it has a place for period on there, and then it asks you if you need to reflect it, and you're going to have to reflect it because it was negative, and then it should produce this this graph if you get that entered in there. Number 3 says determine the amplitude, the period, and the phase shift. The amplitude is 5. The period, okay, the period, we're going to take 2 pi x. That's for phase shift. 2 pi x equals 2 pi. I'm going to divide by 2 pi. X is 1. Phase shift, I'm going to say 2 pi x plus 3 equal to 0. I'm going to solve for x. X equals -3 over 2 pi. Now, when you go to graph this one, I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to type it in, 5 sine 2 pi x plus 3. I'm going to graph it. It's busier for sure. Zoom 7. There it goes. Okay, so it's busier. It's going to look like this. If you choose sine and you tell it that you want it to have an amplitude of 5, a period of 1, and enter your phase shift. Note right here, you may need to use the word pi instead of the pi symbol when you're putting it in the when you're putting that in your answer for your phase shift. The next one, amplitude is 3, the period. Going to solve for x. So this is 1/2. You're going to choose cosine. I'm going to put this in here. 3 cosine 4 pi x graph. It's very busy. Maybe we need to set our window. Our window starts at no, window set. Window goes from -10, x minimum is 0, x maximum looks like it's 2, x scale looks like they're counting by 0.125, y minimum is -10, y maximum is 10. There we go. It'll put that pretty graph on there for you, and you'll be able to enter this and get that on your computer. Okay, let's put this one in. -4 sine x plus sine 2x. Oh, let me close this. Plus sine 2x. And let's go set up our window. X minimum looks like it's 0. X maximum looks like it's 2 pi. X scale, pi over 2. -5 to 5. And let's graph.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
So there you go. That answer choice is going to be D. So if you'll use your window settings, you can get your calculator to do this for you. The next one says the graph of y equals 3 sine 3x has an x-intercept at pi over 3. So it has a vertical asymptote. Choose the correct answer. This is true because the x-intercepts on the sine curve correspond to the vertical asymptotes on the cosecant curve because they're reciprocals. If it's equal to 0 here, that means it's 0 over some number. And if you're over here at the cosecant and you have some number over 0, it is undefined, which is going to give you that asymptote. That's how that works. I think we can use graphing to do most of this. This one's, you can just put that in and see which one has the right graph here. Our answers for number 9 are given here. Just trying to give y'all some answer choices here. For the first one, it is this for our domain, and for 2, the range is here. Cosine inverse. You have to answers there. Okay, we're back to what this is the second video. I think I covered this in the first video. So this will be all you need for this time. If you have questions, please email me or let me know.